I'm really excited today to be talking to Wendy McCristal, who is the founder of the Mental Wealth Company, helping companies to help their staff thrive at work. Wendy, thank you so much for joining us to talk about your one of many journey today. Why don't you take us back to the beginning? Because you started working inside the rail industry when we met all those years ago, right?
Yeah, so I guess my journey with One of Many started about 2.5 years ago. So I was working in the rail industry then. I'd been there for around 20 years. I'm a mechanical engineer by trade and a human factors specialist as well. And I'd been there a while. I'd done a lot of the jobs. I'd done the consultancy work. I'd worked down on the line, with the orange on. I'd worked in depots. I'd worked in factories. I'd worked as a team leader. I'd worked as a senior manager. And I had two primary age kids, so littlies. And at that point, my life had really stalled, right? It got to the point where, you're getting up and going to work and doing the stuff with the kids and getting home from work and being exhausted, and relationship was, well, it was very functional. I was so grateful that I had two kids and a job and a husband, but I just knew that it needed something, and I didn't have the skills to do it better.
Mm-hmm.
So at that point, I started Lead the Change, and within, I think it's been 3 or 4 months, we get to a point which is about 2 years ago from today, and I'd started the retreats, and obviously they're pretty powerful, right? The retreats give you such an extraordinary depth of tools and self-understanding that I was able to see very, very clearly what the problem was. And at that point, it was the point at which I changed the direction of the rest of my life, which was to step back from my job. I was actually pretty sick. I was very exhausted. I was pretty burnt out. I took the decision to step back from my job, not from a point of failure, which was my one of many kind of way that I was thinking about it, but from a choice.
Yeah.
I was making a choice to prioritize myself and prioritize all the purposeful things I wanted to do with the rest of my life. And I've never looked back. It was the best decision I ever made.
How you've grown since giving yourself that choice to step away from something that wasn't working and step into replenishing yourself, self-discovery. Who am I? What's my contribution? And then I see you now and how you're managing with this extraordinary situation that we're facing right now. So take us through that first chapter. Take us through the first chapter and what unfolded from there.
So chapter 1 was 6 months out of work. And that 6 months really gave me the headspace to explore who I was without that job title. Wow. That was a scary place to go at times. But actually, when you get past the, oh my God, am I anybody after a job title? You actually realise that, yeah, you are. You've got some amazing stuff to do. And then I started to kind of play around with what that really was and what my purpose was. So the Mental Wealth Company was born. At that time, I ran my first mental wealth cafe event, and I ran it in my local business community. It's a very small community. There's about 150 businesses that set up a bit of a cooperative alliance. 60 people came, and everyone left going, yeah, I need to do something about this in my business. And some of those people are now my best clients.
Wow.
They're the people that they've employed me to come in and sort their businesses out. And these businesses are successful. These are the businesses that are winning growth awards. These are the businesses that are now, in this time of crisis, their line to their staff is, I have X number of employees now, and in 12 months' time, I want X employees still here. Yeah. These are the people that are really leading the charge on that leadership of getting people through crisis with and you guys are going to help us do it, as opposed to the, the alternative.
I mean, your business, this is what I love when we take the time to tune in to ourselves and to what is calling us forward. We get a resonance, I think, that attracts the right people to us. And you launched your business, and I know your revenues grew month on month. It was like something ridiculous, wasn't it? 50 in the first month, 500 in the second month, 5,000 in the third month, or something in that little Facebook message that you sent me, which I think is extraordinary. But what I think it speaks to so powerfully is that that you're attracting the people that resonate with the truth of who you are and your whole story and your whole background. You're bringing your whole self to your work, and that's what people are really resonating with, and why, I can see that your business is not just going to sustain through this crisis, but is going to thrive because of the nature of what it is that you're doing for people. It's extraordinary to witness. And I know it's not just your business that's thriving as well. Like everybody right now, I'm sure you're having challenges at home. But are you finding that with the tools that you have at your disposal, you're able to navigate better than, say, you would a couple of years back?
Yeah. So one of the key challenges that I've been talking to my husband a lot about is the challenge that we've got 2 kids at home. So they're 8 and 12. So one's slightly more independent than the other. But looking at my own values and what's important to me, my business is important and it definitely has purpose right now. And I can remember the thought that kind of came across my mind when it was like, you're in lockdown, and the thought came in, it's like, well, it's your business, you could just do nothing for 3 months. And then that thought turned into, and it's your business and you can balance it just the way you like it, because I'd rather prioritize that time for my children. And I'm in a very, very lucky position where we have an income coming in from my husband. Yes, it's reduced, he's had his pay cut, but we need to balance the businesses so that everybody came out with the best that they could have. So that clarity of what your values really are was the bit that really helped me with that. Because I could have quite easily gone, I'm going to make a mint on this, and then my true values, which is that my kids need to be okay. My kids need to come out of this feeling the best that they can be.
That's profound. It's absolutely profound. And just to hear the insight and the wisdom that's there because you've spent the time to get to know you. Do you know? That's really powerful. And I think that's something that's available for all of us if we can find space.
Thanks, Jo. It's the amount of connection that I found with other people that actually helped me connect with myself over the last 2 years has been extraordinary. And I can't thank you guys enough. It really has changed my life for the better.
Thank you for sharing your gifts with the world. It's such an honour and a privilege to have you as one of many.